Well, I was born and bred in a small community called Sekwa in the then Wenchi district. That is Professor Buzia's district.
Okay.
And I grew up there. I attended mission schools all my life up to university. And I attended, well, I never went to secondary school.
Really?
Yes, I trained as a teacher.
Okay.
And after that, I bought O-level, A-level syllabus from Exams Council, bought recommended textbooks,
right,
studied in the house and wrote the O-level. And then after that, I wrote the A-level.
On your own?
On my own, and
wow.
I gained admission to the School of Administration, now called University of Ghana, right, Business School.
Interesting.
And so
interesting. you did it on your own, yeah, without any formal tuition?
No.
That's very interesting.
Yes, yeah. So
wow.
Then, by way of my work experience, you know, as I've told you, yes, I started as a trained teacher.
Yeah.
Worked for some time, during which time I was studying for my O and A levels.
Okay.
And so when I went to the university, those days you need to have a strong grade before you get admission to the School of Administration.
Right.
So I was surprised that as a private student I was able to make the grade. And so, and I studied business administration.
Very well.
So after that, I did my national service. Those days it was 2-year national service.
2 years?
2 years. I did 1 year.
That's a lot.
1 year at GIHOC.
Okay.
Ghana Industrial Holding Corporation.
Right.
In a subsidiary called Ghana Manufacturing Company.
Okay.
So that was where I did my first year national service. Interestingly, I went there as a marketing officer, and because of the way I did my work, I didn't know that I was exposing my boss, the marketing manager. So
why?
When I was just doing my work as a professional, and those days it was a manufacturing company. So
yes.
We supplied to wholesalers, and it took them time to come and pay back. So
okay,
I had the duty of going around the country and checking our wholesalers and reconciling their accounts. And the revelation created a problem for my boss. I think that people were paying and was diverting monies. And so in our records in Accra, those wholesalers were owning us. They owing us.
Yeah.
And then in their own records, they have made some payments. So it created a problem. So my boss was interdicted. And even during national service, I was made an acting marketing manager. And then
at GIHOC?
At GIHOC Ghana Manufacturing Company.
Right.
Those were the company that was manufacturing suitcases, briefcases, and trunks and other things. So now, when the first year ended, I was forced, or if you like, I was poached from GIHOC.
Okay.
And because my community had started a rural banking project.
Okay.
Which had taken several years, because immediately after the project was initiated, there was a chieftaincy crisis in my community, which lasted for about 9 years.
That's Sekwa.
Sekwa.
Right.
And so By the time I was doing this national service, we had gotten a new chief who happened to be my schoolmate.
Okay.
And so he declared that he wanted to establish the rural bank. So he made moves to the Bank of Ghana and all the rural banking department.
Okay.
And he was given a condition that if they will establish the bank, they needed a graduate in business. And I happened to be the only one. The only one there. So the whole community descended on me and said that whatever I was doing, I had to resign and come back and establish this.
Yeah.
They put a lot of pressure on me. At Gihok too, my bosses felt that they had discovered a very bright person with a great future.
That's right.
So it was back and forth. Eventually, I took the decision to listen to my people. So I resigned, and I was sent for Bank of Ghana training in rural banking.
Okay.
And then posted to Asiedu Rural Bank to do my practical training as a trainee manager.
Okay.
At Asiedu Rural Bank.
Okay.
So it was after there that I had to go back to my place to begin Nkraman Rural Bank.
Okay, so it was Nkraman Rural Bank.
Yes.
But Chairman, before you continue, I'm interested in what motivated you to leave where you were working, because just like you said, even as a national service personnel, you were an acting manager. And so if it is in terms of, is it monetary? What really motivated you to leave to go to that rural bank?
It wasn't monetary at all, because I was getting a better deal there. My motivation is always to serve my community. So when this thing came, in fact, resigning from Gihok to go and start as a trainee manager for Rural Bank, I had to go through a lot of trouble. Maybe if I have to use this program to talk about that one, the time will still not be enough. But I was motivated to help my people. So, and naturally, I want to explore new areas. So, and I went there. I got the opportunity to, learn a lot about Western region at that time. I didn't know that I was preparing myself for a political position.
National position.
So naturally, when I entered politics, Western region became my second constituency. Any position I was contesting, I would win Western. Because they saw me as one of them. In fact, during the time I was there, that we established Yaa Titi Rural Bank at Bonsunkwanta. It was our mobilization center. We established Kasemai Rural Bank. And that was the time this buying cocoa with Akwafu checks started and all that. So I had all those experiences. They were very, very interesting experiences. And so I went back to Sekwa, established the Nkraman Rural Bank, virtually from the scratch. Within a very short time, the bank took off very well, and we became one of the strongest banks in the country at that time.
The country,
and
not even the region.
We then established branches of the bank, established consumer shops, workers' consumer shops, and selling televisions, motorbikes, bicycles, bundle mattresses on credits to workers who receive their salaries through the bank and so on. So it was from there that the district assembly concept was introduced. And so the first assemblies needed a certain type of expertise, which was not easily available in many of the communities. So again, my people impressed upon me to contest and become assembly member because they will need people with some background in finance and accounting so that we can help the assembly prepare their budgets and so on. So that was how I got to Wenchi District Assembly. So, well, I contested, but because it was the community that demanded my services. Once I filed, nobody else filed.
Oh, so you went unopposed.
Unopposed. But the first law, the decentralization law, required that even if you file alone, there must be an election, and you must get more than 60% before you qualify.
Interesting.
So you contest against yourself. So luckily, I had over 80% of the votes at that time. So I went to the district assembly and all that. And so it was from the district assembly that wanted to go to depart from the PNDC and establish constitutional rule. And at that time, to every assembly, every district was asked to elect one person to represent the assembly at the consultative assembly. So I won the election to represent Wenchi district at the consultative assembly. So gradually I was departing from the business side and
moving into the political public life.
To the politics. So when I came to the district assembly, by the time we finished the assembly, I had been identified and poached by National Trust Holding Company, because it was around that time that they were establishing the Ghana Stock Exchange. So they needed people with finance and banking background. So I applied, because some of my mates at School of Administration were actually working at National Trust Holding Company. So they showed me that opportunity, so I applied and I was recruited. And so whilst writing the constitution, I started work also at the National Trust Holding Company. And so we're trained as stockbrokers and investment analysts and all that. And well, during that, when the company wanted to sponsor me, one question the managing director asked, that he thought it was going to be difficult for me to combine that course with my work at the consultative assembly. And I felt I didn't need to waste more time. I don't want to finish the consultative assembly before coming to start this course and so on. And since the course was established, we were about the third batch. So I wanted to, get on board as quickly as possible. So I assessed myself and realized that I could combine. So I combined the two. You go to the assembly in the morning, and when you close, then in the afternoon, I attended the training course.
That's interesting.
So by the time we finished the assembly, I had also passed this one. Fortunately for me, the day we were graduating, I was named as the best course participant, the best trainee for all the 4 modules, and also the best ever since the course was established. And so it put me in a very awkward position, because my managing director and co did the first course, and then the next level management did the second course, and we did the third one. And they say I was
over from all of them.
So it created a problem for me. But my MD was very, very pleasantly surprised. And he was very happy that, well, if they are naming the best stockbroker and investment analyst from his company as a stockbroking company, then that meant that he would attract business.
Exactly.
So lo and behold, we started attracting a lot of clients and so on. And when I was being suggested to go for further training outside, there were suggestions that whether I could go to Johannesburg Stock Exchange or New York or Nairobi, and that was where the discussions were happening. So just around that time, we had finished the constitution. I had gone to Wenchi district to lead the campaign for the referendum for the approval of the constitution. And so I thought I had done my work. So I came back to Accra to continue doing my business. Then my community descended on me again. That's the PNDC.
Oh my goodness.
The PNDC at the time, they formed the NDC.
Sure.
They had done a lot of research and so on to identify potential people who commanded respect in the various communities. So it didn't matter whether you were a victim of the revolution or not. Once you are seen as somebody who command respect and votes in a particular community, PNDC will find a way of encouraging you to join NDC at that time. So some of our founding fathers were actually victims of the revolution, but it didn't matter. So, and it made our story even better. Because somebody will get up and say, yes, I was punished during the revolution, but I knew I had done something that was against the state and so on. So this is the right place to go. And then, so that's how we identified the founding members. And then our candidates too. There was another round of research to test the winnability of candidates and so on. Unfortunately for me, or fortunately for me, the research that was done in Wenchi district, the conclusion was that any party that will field Asiedu Nketiah as a candidate is likely to win. It didn't matter which party.
Wow.
And so there was a lot of debate in my community because generally no other party had won any seats in Wenchi district apart from a pro-Buzia party.
Right.
But my father was a strong CPP. But my maternal family was also very strong UP.
That's an interesting one.
and I never followed any of them. I did a revolution. I became a kidder. You know.
It's interesting.
So the three major parties were arguing among themselves. Each of them was going around claiming that I will be their candidate because they were privy to the research findings. So MPP was vigorously campaigning that I'm going to be their candidate. CPP was doing the same. And then the cadets too will say, comrade, how can you go and join any of this? You know. So, and my community also felt that since independence, we had never produced a member of parliament from Sekwa. And so my community was also upbeat. Trying to get me to contest. So they mounted pressure on me. And somebody who thought he has hit a jackpot and was going to make it big in the business and investment field. They came after me again.
This happened at the same time when discussions were being done as to whether you should go to Johannesburg.
Yes. That was from my, and then my community, and then the political parties, and then the regional secretary, the ministers were called secretaries. The regional secretary of Champon, people like Kwabena Chere, Cecilia Johnson, they also assured everybody that they will put pressure on me to to come and contest on NDC ticket. So, but NDC was naturally my home because whilst we were at the Consultative Assembly, we formed a cell which later grew up and joined other cells established outside to form the NDC. Inside the Consultative Assembly, we formed what we call the Front.
The Front.
The full name was the Revolutionary Front, but we covered the revolution
and decided to do the Front.
The Front. Our leader was Guzitano.
Oh, Guzi.
Yes.
Oh, that's interesting. Oh, okay.
Guzitano and Papa Datsun and
so Guzi was also part of the Consultative Assembly, or he was just part of the cells that were being formed?
Yes.
How did he become the leader?
Oh, he was, you know, the PNDC appointed cadres, a certain number of cadres, and he was one of them. And Cecilia Johnson and co. And so, and he was also a link between the assembly and President Rawlings's office and so on. So he led this formation, and we all came, myself, people like SP Adamu and all that, we were all there. This guy who just died, Sampi Yale.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Uncle Sam, yes.
So we formed this one, and we're meeting in the night to try and figure out, because we know the Buzia Dankwa people also had a cell in the Consultative Assembly, and they were scheming to find a way of either disqualifying President Rawlings, Chairman Rawlings at that time, if he chose to contest, or making sure that after the promulgation of the Constitution, he'll be arrested and punished and all that. So they were scheming, and we were also counter scheming and so on. So we're actually part of the founders of the party. But after that, I chose not to go into politics, but I said I'll go and pursue this business field. So it was this survey resource that changed the whole that created a problem for me now, and they were chasing me all over the place. So it was a difficult decision. But we had a particular lawyer, because a rural boy who had just come to Accra and they are enticing you with the possibility of going outside the country. Those days,
I can imagine. I can imagine.
So it was difficult. Then there was this lawyer in the company. He was the General Secretary of Pan-African Writers Association. The name had just escaped me, bearded guy. Then he called me and said, look, what your community people are offering you, you better go for it. Because wherever you work, however rich you become, you eventually return home. And if you had declined the service to your community, it will be a dent on your reputation. So you better go. And if it is about traveling abroad, it is even better for you to go to Parliament, because then traveling outside will become like going to farm. So I consulted a few people and accepted it. And so I had to go out there to accept that I'll now contest. But because the three parties had done the work for me already, because each of them was campaigning with my name.
Your name.
So I just went there. In the community I entered, the first question, which party are you
that contesting? Is all the
I say NDC. They say, okay, we are finished. Then they start their jubilations. So that's how come. So honestly, I never, for all the 12 years I was in Parliament, I never went through primaries.
It's interesting. But it's quite interesting, because not just that, it looks like all the way from your national service to getting into Parliament, you've had some unique ways around it. Being a national service personnel and yet being appointed as an acting manager. That is quite unique.
Yes.
That's really unique.
Yes.
Is there any secret?
Oh no, I dedicate myself to any job that I'm assigned to. I make sure I do it well. And the results always vindicate the effort I put in.
That is true. There's a lot to talk on that, but I want to be fair to my listeners. In fact, this is just my question. All the other questions
I'm taking all the
I'm taking all the this. So all the rest of the questions are coming from you. Not to talk of the ones that are yet to come. You can still share your comments and questions through the WhatsApp line on the screen. I'll get to that, but these are the ones that came earlier. Chairman, 4 individuals asked the same question. How did you attain the name Mosquito?
Oh, I've explained this
so many times, and I'm aware of it, but they keep asking. This came from 4 different people. I decided that I will not ignore it. How did you get the name Mosquito?
Well, it was intended to break my spirit down. I've been a fighter all my life. Wherever I find myself, I fight for the right causes. And I've also been a strong anti-corruption crusader.
Very true.
Yes. So it all happened when we lost elections. I won to become an opposition member of Parliament when President Kufuor came to power. And I found myself on the appointments committee. And I tried to make sure that the right people got appointed as ministers so that they can run the country and run it well, even though they may not be from my party. And so there was this nominee from the then Brong Ahafo, which happened to be my region. And I had a lot of, debt from his past records. He had been a financial controller at Mem Timber Company before, which happened to be a government timber firm. And because of certain scandals, he was dismissed summarily. And so ordinarily such a person should not find himself into Parliament at all. But because of the money he was carrying at that time, he managed to pay his way and got to Parliament. And so, and that year, because of his influence and the money he brought, because money had not been introduced into our politics at that time. So it was new for people to just throw money about and so on. So he managed to get into Parliament and managed to virtually win almost all the seats in the Ahafo side for MPP. So President Kufuor decided maybe to reward him with a ministerial appointment. And they couldn't get any other ministerial appointment than the Minister for Lands and Forestry.
Ironical.
Yes, and I said that no, this will be over my dead body. Because the man has stolen and had been dismissed summarily from Mem Timbers, which is a government company, which will be under the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources. So if you put the thief there, you will now go and be punishing the people who sacked him in the first place. So this thing should not be allowed to happen. So I decided to fight. And I had all the records. So when I started it, they thought I was joking. But I had majority of the committee members behind me. Then if the MPP people, it didn't take long time. Maybe they had been called and advised, so they abandoned me. I was left with the NDC people. then they also started abandoning me one by one. So we got to a point where I was
were alone.
Alone. One man.
That's interesting, soldier.
One man against the council.
That's interesting.
There was a novel, and there was somebody called Mr. Ladipo. Okay. One man against the council. So I decided to fight the battle alone. Mm-hmm. And I won. Interesting. And the guy never got the opportunity to become a minister. Okay. He was the first person in President Kufuor's list of nominees who was disqualified. Wow. And so, as a payback, the MPP people decided that I was operating like a rebel. That time there was this General Mosquito, who was a rebel leader in Sierra Leone.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. So they said I was a rebel, so they named me General
Mosquito.
They thought that was meant to break me down. Yeah. So I studied this as I'm a teacher, so teachers we are used to be called nicknames.
That's right.
The best way, when your students start calling you nickname, the best way to get around is to adopt that nickname. Because if you try to punish them to stop it,
it will escalate.
It will escalate. They will hide somewhere, then they will call you. They will call it, then they will run away. They will torment your life. So I decided to adopt it. That's why I became known as General Mosquito.
That's interesting. Yes. So it's actually a name or a title that was given to you by the opposition.
By the opposition. They thought that they wanted to make, to break me down. So I adopted it. And today, I have more than 200 people around the country who have adopted the name General Mosquito.
That's very true.
Their children General Mosquito and so on.
You've given birth to a lot of General Mosquitoes.
So one day, I intend gathering all of them across the country.
And then you are going to have a General Mosquito celebration.
Yes, one day I'll do that.
Right, Chairman. So, talking of getting the name Mosquito, I will want to tie it in with some few questions here because it is based on Parliament.
Yes.
So, this person he wants to find out, we are ending the year.
Yeah.
What is your assessment of the majority in Parliament?
Well, they have done what they could in the circumstances. If I say so, I want to imply that once you get people elected to Parliament, it is our duty as leaders of the party to quickly take them through strong orientation.
Okay. Yeah.
We in leadership have not done that. So in a sense, we have failed them. Okay. But it is not something that we intentionally did. We're struggling to get our government formed within the 100 days that we promised. And we went through these difficulties of having plane crashes here and there and many other challenges. And so it has not been possible for us to take the new ones through orientation. And so there may be, so I am disappointed that with this huge majority, at times we find it difficult to get numbers to match MPP. That's true. And it is something that we have to work on very strongly. I'm impressed about the performance of our leaders on the floor.
Okay.
But what we need to maybe work on is maybe to be able to mobilize the members at whatever time they are needed in the house. So that is the area, because you are dealing with new leadership also.
Yeah.
So you need to help them manage the mobilization very well, so that at any point in time we need them, we'll get them. And also, I think there are a few things that we could have done better. For instance, there is this, the move to introduce and push private members
bill
law.
Yeah.
You know, the history of lawmaking in this country has been that it is always very difficult to get a private members bill passed into law. The reason is that we inherited the British system, where there is a clause in our constitution which says that any law or anything in a law introduced in Parliament that has financial implications must be introduced by the government in power. Okay. So any bill, private members bill, anybody wanted to introduce, they can read into it some financial implications.
Very true.
So that used to be something that had blocked private members' motion. It was Speaker Michael Kwei's time that they managed to get over that, and even that at all, we don't have too many successful private members' bill. So if our side decided to move a private members bill, or even if the two sides decided to do a private members bill, it means that it comes with implications. So maybe the first thing would have been our members on the floor, or the leadership can bounce it off the political committee, so that we all get a buy-in that it is something that we want to be done. Because once it is led by our leaders, whatever the implications are, the party cannot run away from it. So our political committee is chaired by His Excellency the President, and then the leadership of the party are there. And so leadership of our parliamentary caucus are also represented, and the national executive, we are all represented, plus other members of the Council of Elders and very experienced and knowledgeable people. That's why we call it political committee. So this is a committee that ought to be engaged on decisions like this. So once we get the full backing, then our leadership will now go with the confidence that whatever they are doing has the backing of the party. I didn't see that happening. And then, but that said, once the process had started, and it has gone through some preliminary parliamentary processes, it means that the bill has now become the property of Parliament. And even those who are introducing it, they cannot on their own free will even go to withdraw it. They can withdraw it only through by the leave of Parliament. So if Parliament decides you want to withdraw, and you go there and ask Mr. Speaker that you want to withdraw, and the Parliament decides that no, we want it to proceed. Then you who introduce it, your hands will be tied theoretically.
Okay.
But that is not to say that it cannot be withdrawn. Because even if at any stage, if we had met and decided that, well, this thing does not serve the interests of our government and our party, who form the majority in the House, that will have to give the leave for the withdrawal. Is it not NDC?
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
So if we call our NDC, members and say that this thing will be moved. When it is moved, all of you accept that it should be withdrawn. Then it wouldn't generate any controversy. Yeah. Okay. Because that engagement too had not taken place. Sure. That was why the president's advice was taken out of context. And it was made to look like the president was challenging Parliament and so on.
I felt the same.
So our friends, why would you feel the same? Because
that's honestly how I also felt.
But NDC is NDC.
But the president is the president.
The president is the leader of the party, NDC. So he's also the leader of our members of Parliament.
That's very interesting. Right.
He's also the leader of our members of Parliament.
So he acted in the capacity as the president or the leader of the members in Parliament?
I don't know, but whatever the case is, he's our leader.
Right.
You understand?
I get you.
He's our leader. So if MPP was complaining, they were, I don't know why they were complaining, that a president who suggests that he doesn't want, in his opinion, this thing
shouldn't happen,
it shouldn't happen. Then you get up and say, President is dictating to Parliament.
Right. Right.
If the president decides to dictate to Parliament, it will be worse than this.
Right.
Because every party in the parliamentary system, we have something called the whip system.
Sure.
Okay, that whip system, that is the reason why we have a whip. Minority whip, majority whip. So whatever is going to be discussed in Parliament is the party feels so strongly that it must go in a certain direction because of our manifesto commitments.
Sure. Very well.
Then you just tell them that, look, this is the party line. And some people misconstrue the whip system as dictatorship. It's not dictatorship. We have gone into elections marketing a certain program. Okay. So when we're marketing that program together with our MPs, were we deceiving Ghanaians? We're not. And so if Ghanaians have bought into that program, it has to be implemented.
Sure.
So if a section of it has to be led, the implementation has to be led by our members of Parliament. And you tell them that we have committed ourselves to doing this thing. So this is the role you have to play. They have to play it because the promise was done by all of us, including our members of Parliament.
And they are not there as independent candidates.
They are not independent candidates. They are there on the party's ticket. And if the party has committed that we would be appointing 60 ministers, and somebody from our party or somebody from MPP comes to move a motion that, no, 60 ministers is too small a number, we must have 100 ministers. Should I sit there as national chairman to say that, look, they are independent, they should go and vote the way they like, to change it, to compel us to appoint 100 ministers? You go and then remind your leadership in Parliament that, look, this is our manifesto. This was what we committed ourselves into doing. So everybody must toe the line and let's get it done. You know, so the whip system in Parliament, we have 1-line whip, 2-line whip, and 3-line whip. When it is 3-line whip, it rocks the foundation of your core principles and promises as a party going into elections. So that one, we have all promised Ghanaians that this is what we are going to do. So if we have to remain credible, we have to do it. and we must do it together.
Sure.
Okay,
That's
so
true.
you just send signal to
the
your
leadership that
in
no, you are going contrary,
what,
and it will affect us very
but
well.
beyond that tree line whip, there are others where it is rarely used.
Okay.
Because you don't want to use tree line whip to stifle debate in Parliament and so on. And there are times where specific constituency interests coincide with the general party interest. So you allow the representative of that constituency to ventilate the challenges of his constituency. That's all. That's allowed.
That's right. Still on Parliament. This one says, what is Chairman's assessment of the minorities' performance so far?
Well, I think that minority as a whole, I've heard some very interesting and sensible debates coming from the minority side. Some of their positions, I've admired some of their positions, but there are other positions, with all due respect, that doesn't make sense at all to me.
You know some of them? You want to share some of them with us?
No. And so, and the general conduct, I mean, there are things they do. If I was their party leader, I'll condemn. I will not allow them today, because you see, in minority, what you want to do is to try and win the population to your side. Okay, so you must appear, you must have some minimum credibility by the way you conduct business. But if you are seen to be doing things that are not serving any purpose, apart from being of nuisance value, then you lose that credibility. And if you lose that credibility, it will be difficult for you to get the population behind you. If you don't get the population behind you, how do you win elections? I don't want to go further because I don't want them to win the next election.
but talking about they not winning the next election, there's this question that also came. It says that, can you please ask Chairman General about his expectations from the NPP's flag bearership contest?
My expectations?
Yes. What do you expect?
I don't want to expect anything. If you are asking me as acting national chairman for MPP, then it's a different story. But if you are asking me out there,
now, but how are you combining it? Now being an acting national chairman for MPP, and being the chairman for NDC, how are you able to combine these two?
In fact, I'm going to add the UP because because people from Wenchi have we have shares in that tradition.
But Chairman, there are a lot of people talking about how, of course, there seems to be a vacuum when it comes to leadership, internal leadership in the MPP. Now, people are also talking about how they are even conducting themselves in terms of having first the flag bearership race before coming all the way down. Do you think it is the best approach? I mean, speaking not necessarily as an NDC, but speaking as an institution when it comes to Ghana's politics.
Well, I raised concerns about it even before it was formally adopted, when they were debating it.
Right.
I raised certain concerns. Maybe they amended their ways in order to address some of the concerns I raised.
Right.
Because the first concern was about mandate.
Sure.
I raised the issue of mandate because if you have branches which were elected at a certain point in time before you elected constituency executives, and then came to regional and came to national before you did the presidential primaries.
Yes.
And you are now going to skip everything and begin at the presidential primaries before you come down.
Yes.
The delegates, some of whom are your party executives at various levels, if their tenure had ended, and instead of starting to renew their mandate from there, and you ask them to go and vote for the presidential candidate, then the branches are voting without mandate.
That's true.
So who are they representing when they choose a presidential candidate? I raised that issue, that it is dangerous. Somebody could take them to court. So when they attended their national meeting, somehow they came and fixed a date which will still make the mandate of their branches unexpired.
Unexpired, that's true.
But it still has not cured the
fundamental challenge.
The fundamental challenge, because immediately after voting for their presidential candidate, their mandate will expire. So if you have somebody who is who has 1 month to live, and you want the person to select a candidate who will be marketed by new people, who had no hand in selecting that candidate. So it's like somebody has made a choice and you are compelled to now go and market that choice. It's difficult.
That's true.
And again, it can lead to purging of the party.
Okay.
And the purging can also lead to people defecting from the party en masse.
Okay.
You see, if you realize, there are times when, as a general secretary, I tried to combine parliamentary and presidential primaries.
Exactly. Yeah.
The logic is that it is not every member of parliament who will be towing the same line. In fact, if all of them tow the same line, it's dangerous for the party. You must allow them to, take their own positions and not to be compelled. But if you choose the presidential candidate before coming to think about the parliamentary candidate, a presidential candidate who is very dictatorial can send signals that anybody who did not support my bid as a presidential candidate should not be given the opportunity to become a member of parliament. I can't work with them. That's true. We saw it during Nanado's time.
He said it so boldly.
That is part of the challenges they are dealing with now. Okay, if at that time they had stood up and faced the issues, maybe they could have stopped him in his tracks. But they all behaved cowardly and allowed the problem to fester. And they are now reaping the results. But the one who created it is no longer a president. He's sitting somewhere in retirement. He may choose to comment or not to comment.
That is true.
You understand?
That is very true.
So it can lead to purging, where So in many of our past elections when I was General Secretary, I pushed for presidential and parliamentary to be done at the same time.
Okay.
So that the one who will win will not have the opportunity of weeding out the supporters of his opponent.
Right.
You see, so you can contain everybody.
Everybody, yeah. Yeah.
And if you start from the branch, you get your branches intact with the supporters of everybody, constituency, regional, and even national, before you go and do presidential primaries, for you to determine who the winner will be. So by the time you get the presidential candidate, the supporters of all the other contestants would have been in the party already, and you can't sack them.
Sure.
So all you need to do is to consolidate the party and prepare for elections.
Right.
So that is one big challenge they are likely to face.
Very well. Very well. Chairman, the program is becoming so exciting. Let me be quick with the questions. So I'll read about 2-3 questions at the same time. So this one, it revolves around the Constitutional Review Commission's work. What is General's view of the work of the Constitutional Review Commission? Then this one says, what does he agree to the presidential tenure being moved to 5 years? This one also says, how feasible is it to have EC and their deputies' tenure being limited to 10 years? And then this one says that, will it help our governance to have persons with dual citizens to be allowed to contest in parliamentary elections? And then finally, on the constitutional review, this one says, does chairman support the calls for constitutional reforms which allows chiefs to engage in partisan politics? So if we can put this together.
Don't know how I can remember all the questions.
I know,
but you see, I support constitutional review.
Yes.
Because every law is made for a purpose and to deal with emerging challenges at a certain point in time of the life of a country. So having operated the Constitution for over 30 years, I think that some of the articles and clauses have been tested. Some have proven useful, others have proven challenging. So I think that it is time to review the Constitution. And in fact, the review is overdue.
Right.
When President Mills started it, we all thought that by now we would have done with it and washed our hands. Unfortunately, the MPP, which promised in before 2000 that their biggest problem was the Constitution, and that Ghanaians should vote for them when they immediately they assume power, they will change it. And later, for us to be told by Nanado that it was too early to change the Constitution. I was surprised. Nanado has run this country with some contradictions, because some of us have worked with him before, you know, and what he stood for in those days could not be put to practice when he became the president. And so he's my friend, but each time I meet him and he asks me why I'm still attacking him, I tell him I'm disappointed in him because we all followed him at a point in time, knowing that he will, whoever gets the opportunity to become the president will implement what we believed and preached. At that time, I was with him in the People's Movement for Freedom and Justice, that fought military regime. I was with him in the first political party that I joined was United National Convention. He was our general secretary. I was a constituency organizer.
Wow.
And
Wow.
so then all the things that we have preached, if at least one of us gets the opportunity to become president,
should be seen implementing
we expect that you will implement them the same way that we had demanded that earlier regimes, like military regimes and others, we implement them. And so when we lost in 2016, it was hurting. But I had consolation that, after all, Nana has won. So at least some of the ideas that we believed in and fought for together, at least there will be an opportunity for him to implement them for the betterment of the country. And then that was where he failed me.
It went off.
So,
yes.
First of all, I would have suggested that maybe it is yet to happen.
Right.
But we still have survivors from the Consultative Assembly, members of the Consultative Assembly. So I had suggested to some of the members that wouldn't it be a good idea if we could put ourselves together to engage the Constitutional Review Commission, so that there are some of the things that we debated and or introduced into the Constitution, which has certain foundations.
Right.
So if we engage, they may be able to appreciate the background to some of the things better. And then we ourselves can look at some of the clauses we put there to deal with the emerging challenges at that time, and to assess whether they are still valid or ought to be changed.
Sure.
The things that you have been talking about, I don't know whether they have presented their report fully, and we know that this is contained in, or that is contained in, or they are just debating points that people are asking me.
So these specific ones, per some reliable media sources, it looks like today's presentation, they got it from the presentation.
Okay.
Yes, so they got the first one, which says that the tenure should be moved from 4 years to 5 years.
I'm yet to read the report fully.
Yeah.
But I would not be surprised if there is that change, because even at the Consultative Assembly, the debate between 4 years and 5 years it was a very heated debate, and the outcomes kept changing with every vote. There were the earlier times, we accepted 5 years, it went to a certain stage, we changed and took 4 years, and then it came back and back and forth. So, and having practiced the 4 year thing over the years, I think that it will not offend some of us much if it is moved to 5 years.
Yes, very well.
Because how to calibrate whether you should go 4 years or 5 years or 7 years or whatever is that, see, you may have a good government.
Sure.
If you have good people running the country, then you want those people to remain for much longer.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
But there is no guarantee that you will always have good people. So you may end up with very bad people.
Sure.
And you want them to remain there for maybe only 2 years. So that the country can get the opportunity
to move them out.
So it is these two forces that meet to determine the length of the tenure of a government. You don't want the tenure to be too short so that you cannot get a full benefit from a good government. And you don't want it to be too long so that you suffer the damage that will be caused by a bad government.
Right.
So that is how you fix it. I'm sure at the time, some of the considerations that came was that we had been under unconstitutional rule for quite a considerable number of time.
Yeah.
And there was so much pressure from outside that Rollins must go, somebody must come, Rollins must go, somebody must come. So maybe you don't want to make the term too long such that people may not have the patience to wait for elections to get a new leader. Okay.
Yeah.
And so maybe that was what influenced. There was also a third proposition that sought a one-term longer tenure, like say 7 years.
Exactly. I've heard that conversation.
You have it in Chile.
Right.
You go there once and that's all. That too has its drawbacks.
Sure.
If you put somebody there for 7 years and he wants to finish the country, by the time he will finish and then leave, he will be stuck in another country.
That's
and
right.
you will be finding it difficult to bring him back.
Interpol will not be able to bring him back.
Because from day one, he knows that, look, this is a rented country I'm operating in. So when I finish, I'll relocate to my proper country and remain there and never come back. You see, so the debate is around those things. Now, when we will come to the issue about chiefs' participation,
exactly,
in
very
politics.
important. Yes, very important.
In fact, we, a group led by some of us, we put that in there to bar chiefs from participation.
Okay.
And I still strongly believe that that clause must remain.
Chiefs should not.
No.
Okay.
You see?
And what's the reason?
The reason is simple. We took the history of the country, the constitutional history of the country.
Yes.
We realized that the chiefs have never been barred from participating in politics. So the chiefs were active partisans in the past. Some were CPP, some were UP, and so on and so forth. And we had not developed that democratic culture that allows governments to tolerate people who are against them.
Right.
So in the early stages, anytime there was a change in government, then the next thing is that there must be a change in the occupants of our stools, many of the stools.
Okay.
Okay. So then another government will come. Then he will also come.
Yeah.
You know, when the history of this Boko crisis was narrated by Otunfo,
yes,
if you listen to him, you see that it kept changing. When this person comes to power, then he said, this is the person I support. If this person comes to power, this is the person. Yeah. So we looked at all these things and said that, look, we are also going, politics is divisive. Sure. Partisan politics is divisive. So if we divide the population, and there is no uniting force that can, bring order in society when society is so polarized, it will be dangerous for the country.
That's right.
So we felt that let us protect chieftaincy. Let chieftaincy play a role of a stabilizing force in our society, a unifying force in our society. Sure. Because every politician, every intellectual is a subject of one stool or the other.
Right.
And so when there is crisis, there is serious disagreement, and the chiefs come together and call the warring
Parliament, a minority.
Minjanti ne kodi asem no.
say o file for stay of executioner state of executioner it does not automatically operate to stay unless the court sit on it and hear it. That is a normal in private cases. You can have the presumption say, oh, once you have applied, it should stay. But in constitutional matters, because you see the country is running, the machinery of government, is running. You cannot seek to halt it based on a mere application. What if somebody just go and stop it application? What has happened? There should be reasonable basis. That is why whenever constitutional is in play. Now you cannot just say, oh, apply for stay of execution, and for that matter, no, the proceedings should automatically stay. No, you can't do that. For instance, we'll be sorry. My injante president, minjante ne kodi asem no. Your friend is saying, yes, president betime na juma. That particular way, no, the person mistake na mo say president no on stop something. It cannot, because you create a constitutional vacuum, you create a crisis which the constitution, your court will not allow you unless you have reasonable basis. So the court must move in to hear the application. Otiewie na sa asem na woka ne nyansa wo ma obetie agrante ama, and that's exactly what has been done. So for me, I think that it's a win. I say once again, and tokwana ya mu bi kon ye about your judiciary say I so dirty and amanfo ni gidie wom no, and let me na various social media platform na me hear commentary amanfo run there mahu say yambrangu, because confidence once again is returning. And I'm also charging your friend saying that Chief Justice say our adwuma in as much as I yes I near my way no, I think that the onus lie on him, because my culture says what kind of constitution na or see justice emanate from the people and shall be administered in the name of the republic for the people. And do kwatena court na wudi asema enya wo de enti saa neema na Supreme Court amaya that sharp departure. I am a Ghana for and that confidence and hope once again every time, that thing should also reflect in the lower court. God now no na me catch a man for say in the whole case of that Lumba issues here by so what's an answer they take home I'll be your free say your court, especially the high court, use the opportunity to go Modimasia. Yeah, what's in China Ghana and now so I think that the Chief Justice has a responsibility to ensure say Ghana for benya confidence your court to not ruling free or bar. Ghana for being said this ruling is a stupid ruling, and you cannot stop Ghanaians from expressing their opinion on matters like this. Court to know Jumana say put society together, or making sure that society does not integrate, and that's a forum. I said, when the person cannot even make sense out of it. Yeah, you should know that there is a problem. For instance, I know ruling be by our say. Judge na amani ruling a way. A man for coffee. Now, without motion, without anything, then he calls back and says, may vary me ruling. And yes, you can vary your ruling, but the thing is, Nyansa should apply, because you cannot tell somebody say uncle for 20 billion within 2 hours. Now that Motia Honokojiskana Banaso Kojefuna na Hona Diaba. I think that you see, we need to be very careful. Say some of these things, in such a way, say, sa confidence in a Ghana for when you're more subscribing to your court, Yam Konko Yim through, because all of us will be in danger if Ghana for lose trust and confidence in the judiciary, because that is the last resort. The only way I'm a chese kaima ufie court. And the Drew Babina who said, Obi o here no who said, court to me qua and the papa be free me ma. The person will not go, and we will create a chaotic society. You understand? So I think the Supreme Court has really done well, but I think the lower court, not lower court, but the high court. I think in the past now, me catch us appointment a ye di gumu and nya the ketwa. And I think the Chief Justice so many need no many no make it sure say obe tracking near air cost because obi on the juma die na my public confidence and to be sustained, that person I think we need to make sure say sad in free because I can't say court today in as much as you sit in your chair as a judge, and now mama and now papa there. You are not dispensing justice for your family. You are dispensing justice for the people of this country for the sake of holding society together. Society integration and cohesion. That is the whole essence of law. As a byproduct of philosophy, it must operate on the lines of fairness. It must operate on the lines of reasoning, common sense, and as a form. But and people are fixating obia father there we check because there's no clarity. It doesn't make sense. What the 2 years so much as we never be I think the courts are not supposed to give that chaotic verdict in as a forum. We should be very consistent and make sure say yeah rebuild the public confidence and trust in some of these things. On many ya the other way. Now boom, the court becomes the last resort. I resolve the problem. Because yeti kroma ya hu niema wa ya nisu ya yeti kroma say niema cost where your court and send some Ghana for the court ho fell eduru baby. Just imagine say such case here quite a high profile political case between the NDC and the MPP. And as our ruling way by ya and kade ne besi kroma say. I think we should be very careful. That is why I am charging the Chief Justice say it's not just an administrative head keke. Some of these things are also when they come no making sure say every single ruling be free court to be ababiano ebeye ade sound sabi adwemu da ho anyansa wom Ghana ni benya hotoso wom go woman ruling saying na say nipa ni hotoso wom uboman ko maka say ade na wo deliver na nyoma me de papa there. It is for the people of this country. It should bind us together, let people have confidence and trust, and that is the only way you bet me sustaining your home as a country. So I think that so far so good. The Supreme Court has done well by giving us this particular verdict. And what it is, we are all waiting for the court to hear the appeal case. Or we na say I don't know the fact of the matter and pointed to the contrary. No, kasa abato on we will move on with our lives. But for Ghanaians to pause, which I said they have respect for the court. That is why the Supreme Court ruling by Obia Apostle. But trust anywhere. Would the ruling Beba say, oh, you're stopping way, but people will not respect you? It will cause agitation and rebellion. That is why I am emphasizing on the need for us to work towards making sure, say, your court to be to me again that reputation, that respect for themselves. Now, yes, I mean, I'm a judge and I'm at a court and I'm a pen. No, you can't do that. A country is not your property. I think we need to dispense justice in fairness, in reasoning. Say, I bet me bind this society together. And for me, that is the way we need to go.
All right, so that's on the Pandai Supreme Court ruling. Na yen share yet yesim say me who say I can say no more NPP presidential race no more she I am sure so
yeah, but follow me.
Now this week the more she chain. I said weeks my yen man so my yen nyina week here we have run a punchline some promise and I to chama wonti ya kabo mu a honorable attachia wa ka bi o say on the unfair violent person like Kennedy Japan to be a president and after so onwa ni chocho mucho honorable adwasafo so akike bi ache so utimi say ba umi aside no this week o mayiro mo ho so mbebo Japan enti Ivan kan nyina bom and after da ba umi na mukrase or the welfare database ba no na say scholarship ni loans and so say job employment no nobody be find e bia o pese o ko police I want take because database bi o ba bia no nobody ye adwuma no we party member na wo di wo hode ya police immigration army na abu na obi ye bi no want take na ba concentrate or to create jobs for party members inti wo dey fa free attach ya ha be adjust for ha afa be
yeah I think it's sad watching the movie that is playing MPP for each kind of for. Oh, that's a way a comic movie no movie, and as they continue to show us the movie, one thing that's significant is nipa koso egu na nim ase telling Ghana for who here say obadwen krasa wo de tumi be kwa komo mo ko nipa no mo kasa no utie kasa de matimi say ebi o ha adwen mu ye ha nsem no mo ka no utie bi o atimi say nipa we nye nipa say odi nipa anim oh lord my culture say MPP assistance now nipa no mo contest ni nipa me free say enka obetimi lead party ne yakwabna je Japan because on air somebody when it comes to some of these things here at least you cannot associate him with but the party doesn't see those things so we tie nsem na air koswa yeah so wo he obi ti say when they start here girl we am for the saying adwasafo so we tie nsem abaya no gina radio so TV so okeka ye nyina na utimu say sabi adwene ya adwene mu no and these are people who lead Omanya, you should be worried because so we tie nsem na all kana I say ono as a person second Japan omo to abamana ono ko ono na wo no ko na nima family and friends ntino your friends are Kennedy management. And obi a wadwe mu do no o ka asem we ya you are not speaking against the person na mom wo ye campaign mom na amade amano because you are affirming the fact say ono so family and friends so na baby a wo gina wo campaign amano there to their family and friends no so what asem na make na say and this answer but me anya me nwanwa because obi a follow the politics no kan fa so ya ne ma am free bi mu hoko okotena America ogina TV so ya interviewer and then oka America for brofo ochena oka UK for brofo just say wutimi say odi ne ho agro like I say obi a na ho te no and onim the oil na just opportunity bi na aba na be MP so I think say enya me nwanwa say do me kwabre MP for that free because you cannot be playing and toying on your fence as a critical seat I didn't say so I think that the all you need reflect who she is and me and Yaman a choice and kind of politics no I told you and you know anybody at all can just pop out of anywhere and then I take the stage and do whatever it take over now man for take over who soon so na ye here na adwendwen out to Ghana for because if one elected responsible people to helm of affairs to manage their affairs this is what you get. That is why I keep telling people say if you go to a failed state there are no your friends are victims. We are all sponsors and accomplices because the person is there by the virtue of the fact that you gave that particular person a power. But what's not say share na dwene who say nipa no competent enough because nemo more than a DTV so some mo keke nyina kira say be adwene mu ha. So what's in China say if you are watching and then another person also comes in. You saw a Canada Japan akora house when ka kira
I let
Becky can fee say your friend say obi no obi adada and for me I think say is the biggest form of increase seven me who be down my life. I just have one akora whoever she chooses to sleep with is not your business. That is not politics. You understand? So and as I'm now can hear increase them to the sense say your friend say braba chire mu a that be na ko hu so obi da obi so on na and these are people yet yes campaigns seeking to convince people. And is this political party a serious party? Candidates in us are they serious candidates? Because if somebody who speaks for you can go on TV or go on and call say, oh, I'm on for another, do you have evidence? I also obi that and I just atisem na ya atisema such a sensitive case. Do you stand on air na ya can same way? Because I say adwene nyina mu ha and I'll prove everything to you. Then Canada Japan goes on air. Koka kira man for say attach ya didi na tem. Na attach ya no odi ho agwa nsem obeka no na your friend is saying on ni share Heathrow airport nsem o ka fa akufo ado ho beti am say we akwa we kira da. See ya we are president the secret you learn as my better ha ka kira open. And this is a person who cannot even hide anything. Because when you attach here, it doesn't matter. Who decided to bury it at the time. This is not the time for you to say it. It means if you are president, it tells you say you are not fit, you are not competent. Because you meant to be metana, every aya, your phone show, I'm not participating. You bet me I can send baby. One can't want them, a damn no benya, semper oh, be able who's a winning answer. Oh, be able to win answer because you don't do that. And some you can in confidence and should stay in confidence. The very moment that wow, Baba say we reveal, you know. You are not just revealing to spite that person, but you say, "Nibi ate how?" But who say, "Why we reveal?" You know, we answer because when you see whatever that happens, you know, this is you are not supposed to come on TV and because say, "And I win." And some are catching me who did we at them. But Jumma be a general who's a what and such person was the Antama or Maya Kondra and Famano. When you go and learn state secret, none of America. One of the American president by almost when more or Sano into the White House told him the history of or said the whole weekend in the TNA. Because the secret you learn and you need to die with them. You understand? And the president now yade akonya kwa komano no or Chani Bufua state secret in okay, and as I know, that is why I'm saying that we need to put competent people in place. You understand? And these people, they are just ridiculing the MPP as a political party because they are just advertising nothing but ignorance. They are advertising incompetence, naivety. Just say Jessica na sabi and some hunubi na aba na yenkonko dimbi, and they also tell you say you are making sika before politics, you know. Na mu ye billionaires. It is this cheap politics that has brought you money because some of you were just out big government contracts. Now, if you say, I'm not saying out on tomatoes, you know, your term government contract, na dia mana. Nko do betimi aye bi nie. Ebi akwanka de aye chen we de no. So that is a very stupid justification for anybody to sit somewhere and say and I'm to pick up the my way ordinary no. So we teacher na we charge anka benye sika kwa pick up the akwa bi. Businesses na mo ye no. Ya first say the pano say the free America about chrome ha air business or betimi to pick up 20 acha mo bi. Unless you do other business there. What I say? So this nonsense of my brother that then I say for them no. These are all nonsense. I'm not sure say any reasonable person will buy into some of these things. So I think they need to focus on their strength, because a good leader and obia or thrive on his strength, not on the weaknesses of his opponent. Because come tell people what you're good at, what you can do. But this back and forth trading, because this is a political party that was suffered the most humiliating defeat in the history of this country. People want once again to connect with you. And then this is the kind of campaign you're doing. You are dispersing all the intellectuals. They are more foot soldiers and nibaje. Because that is what they want, and to appeal to their base. But besides, can you convince any sensible person out there to come to your party? Because you are making anything, because when you that somebody is accusing of say we know now men are mayor one can that nippon make it that comment because the following day no that's all permanent money through party because
no say Kennedy apamne that minimum to Owusu kasama no
go because nippon who accuses say oh no be other party to the extent say he even mentioned President Akufo-Addo and mentioned Bawumia. So Oka sansem we nyina nipa na wo accuse no say oye ho no wo boss no so one na wo mamie no enti why na wo di na tem.
Shouldn't we blame the journalists who allowed it?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
yeah. I was very embarrassed because you don't entertain such nonsense, and that is the part of your journalists now sometimes because the very moment nipa no be na no say Oka sansem no Mr. Adjosafo has the right, she can sue, because once you give her that oxygen of publicity through your platform, no, she can see both of them because no, even the person was just playing around it, not seeking to stop the person. Now, Kagum Akufo-Addo, former president, you may not like him, but to say oh no biada, Bawumia, you may not like him, but to say oh no biada, when you don't have evidence, you are just assassinating their character, and there's a person who is also looking for president. Just Afona Wokan is still in the public space. And you have no evidence to prove this allegation. And for me, that's very embarrassing. But Yana Mekano, what's in China? What's in China? Who had a movie? You see jokers in the movie who are just fooling themselves around, embarrassing themselves in the eyes of Ghanaians. And there's uncle for when you never see a chum who about Ghana for Momo. Abra, the remnant of what they just did. Are quite obvious. Ghana for Kai. So I think there. Cool heads must prevail in the MPP. Nippon or Baka Umbeti is no more or Matuna Chinebe. He President Kufo say they don't engage him anymore. And now here Council of Elders, so-called Council of Elders, and so Obia taking position. So it's a see Obia respect Obia and a party leadership Nankasa Obia Obebi Ojina. And there's no neutral person or commanded that respect and aura. I'll bet me call these people to order say enough of this nonsense. Focus on your strength, campaign, and let people vote for you based on this. Yes, men can't say Ebin Sida. Yeah, go into elections in Sembebreba, but this thing is taking a nasty twist. And for me, it's really embarrassing. It's not advancing anything. You see, these are hard messages. Obi and Kancho, but some of us will tell you, say, it's really embarrassing. And I think that the party leadership, boy, there. You have a general secretary in Casa, and the party chairman, so I have been so much who they are. So, and then when they depart in them, I think the MPP need a serious reconstruction. Sabaya bet me remaining as a competent political party. We go to Parliament, the AC one also the same thing. Because they are finding market and then Choboy of opposition way, you know, and the 21st century and find your politics. Such Choboy politics now, yen sabotage and you say, you know, people will not take you serious. So I think that leadership, our more party, more champion, in front of Matana party in panel, should come and calm things down. Because if they allow these hot-headed individuals to continue this buffoonery, the party will be in pieces. Because the TV so and Kwasake can kwana ya waiting so my question is ya koto abana ni pana ya bie ni so no so party at the 2 million man say only the party now. What will you do? Will you go and campaign for Nipa na yabi enitis no? They also onu obi ada no so also no yakoto abamana will you campaign for the person? What are some American? So I think that all these things are very nasty and they are really first you know. Now your politics and a tribal on tribal ethnocentric familiar kind of way no and you know your son you know nonsense will be swallowed. But these people don't know say there has been a radical shift from that particular line of politics and Ghana for are reasonable. They look at issues and they are now having a debt to GDP are reduced to inflation reduced to 6.3 or share your friend is saying $1 year are stable. These are near my back Ghana and Yakuma because I buy not or yeah the papa and to me from support to mano they make sure they bear the writing. Not somebody sitting at the trenches embarrassing themselves even in opposition because what lose power man for expecting and cat. Moba tenase na ma George just to ensure say cool hair will prevail no but the cost nyina a party leadership na kofa because you better catch us say we are good political analyst you know very well say we don't go into elections after such a humiliating defeat a party no structures nyina fracture we no you come and say yeah top up approach it's unreasonable. So if you do that this is what you get because say people are already better.
Yeah.
Their cause were behind no in some shaman for and the who are the exhibition of that in some shaman for no. But you as a sensible leader and say, oh, let us do bottom up approach. So by the time I patch here we know I will do top one now of course I think for the top one this is what you get. So for another day you will transmit the chaos at the top to down. At the lower level, and there will be no stability in the party. This is just common sense. But Obi and why not just say OTOB? Because I'm me Mubia, Minti Obia kind of Abraboni and no more the power no. Sanya mana no more pejadiable opposition, and they are not learning anything. I am very disappointed in the MPP as a political party, to be very honest, because I expect that the MPP that I know in the past, now even as much as you like them or you may not like them, no, they were opposition party, no more can be constructive and criticism no as for no by another abaye Goro Boys party and say munukwa na ekoso you don't even know why they lead the party you don't even know who is competent enough and the candidate they are selling no obi enu abahe nanim a ya obenya ahotoso say me the Ghana ehye nsa because ba omi in the track record eda ho economic messiah area na ye fence or ye IT ho advert e wo ba bia wo dwene free economy ne ho and under him the economy of this country suffered the most humiliating defeat in the history of this particular. Your friends say down 10. Chroma say rating agencies, Bosnia born and as a forum. Nothing was working for us, and the verdict was given by the people of this country. So if you think you can polish this person and bring him back, you're only fooling yourself because Ghana for Omokatomo no mubia, Omokaiba umia. Yeah. Nearma why how he messed up with the economy, and they told us that our economists and literature teacher and a historian, so almost say Mahama a historian and communicator. If these two people can turn the economy around within 1 year, it means that what economists will soon fast what has happened Americano. So some of these things not transnational we had that deep constructive analysis. Now you come to the realization say they are really embarrassing themselves, and for me, I am not surprised, but I'm very disappointed. Say even in opposition, the MPP cannot realize this. They own their supporters. Nearma we will cause when your food soldiers and mama boy so. But if you think that food soldiers in the way no elections sabi what give more because Ghana has a macatro no political party and the core supporters and when in the power you always need the neutral people in the middle. The average Ghanaian are reasonable. Obey me, I convince Obi, amana to abama nipa ya omo budget so already they are already converted that you don't need them to convert anybody, you understand, but can you appeal to reasonable minds out there to come to your aid? You cannot, because say Obi Jina TV so no can say oh I just have one way yada on candidate you other on just say Obi abe who say win him answer Obi abe who say agro body so because Ghana for at this time say agro politics they are people are looking for real development. So I cross the politics na we anyway yada na me to dan my way and na we say na nyem cross say ma ya yeti we say ye papa mo bi nipa na ono ye papa na ko gina bonten koka ade a me hu ni say yem cross say mo asase so no oboa obi a let the person na oboa no nka ho asem anya wo na ko gina TV so radio so na me boa we na nti den one of one would win the power of my wow. What I said, one wow being cogina TV in Cocasa, Mena Mebuano. Let the person come. So, free one and pa. let the person come and tell the world, say, oh, me wa because ya na boa me. Then animonyam beba also. But anya wona wabu obi na kwa gina TV so kwa ya advert. Solo ni nam hoy kura he. Ne ka me na mtoma no. Minimum ko nidi. Obi a hu so ye kwase ni. What has na America? So I think say this kind of politics, you know, yetimi mature near morphe from here na Ghana for adwenu mu kosra. Enema bi wo ho na nipa no ka. Wo hu se nipa no enyanyansafo. Because me when I sit back and I watch TV sometimes, mitimitie and send me 2 minutes na majai. Cause I'm able to profile the nipa no kasa ni nimyansa. So listening to the person is a waste of time. That is what I do, because you listen to people for something. You don't just listen for nothing. You understand? That is why the last time I said, you become what you think. What you think, that's what you become. But to think, you know, you must have been exposed to something. So what you watch is very critical. And I will get exposed to. That's why I always admonish young people. So when you go to the social media, don't get entangled with those stupid things. Now, a man 40 social media or your mood terminal. You might think that you are just watching, but about reflecting within you. You'll be doing those things naturally because you've been exposed and the mind is tuned to it. Yes, so that is how it is. So I think so you take politics seriously. Now we begin to see say for nipa na nipa na politics are more money nkra omo ye nipa omo ye nyansafo a these people on the political stage, you know, will also adjust and do things right. So nipa no mbe gina so mbe kasa ye ni nyina no bia begu na nim ase from adwasafo a aka say ono ye fan say Canada Japan be ye we a onya we no it is not about you. And no cry say it's not even about you, because about na Ghana for akoto no they are not going to vote for Obi because of Ubenya position. O position Ubenya for Obi Ubenya. What has happened? You will not even talk about yourself. What has here? The people around you know that will be your focal point. But to say Oba, meme kojere nima position what to be paying. Oko Parliament then akwa oko gu anima city. You even say America ye party. It has a crowd getting kwan with the team. Kokwatena baby na man for 8 years of Parliament. Come and represent your people. Now on the social media, TikTok and so forth. What is am crowd getting no aso. What has happened? Na obi so gina baby no so to aboba say no. Can some I see a catching the panel as a for me, I reflected the current MPP. The senior, I'm a catcher, say, even Quadrant upon as a candidate or Nam Hona, Sabi, or Nuna, Sanse Munu, wouldn't me associated. Don't even see talking to you. That is not part of that. Exactly. That tells you, say, party, are jumping over reasoning. And I'm on them. Because I'm not an MPP, I'm not a sympathizer, but as a normal neutral person, me when the problem with only problem say, oh, and to move away from all these things, and let me give it to this gentleman. At least he's coming from the old block. He has no alliances affiliation to what happened. It's young try and he will give the party a new face. But Enam said common sense is not in the party. They don't even see him. Or Mugun says you are a French person. Hey, Ghana. And politics is Anna Baba. So Obia interest. Just Anna Baba. So I think say
Fabamia de anyway.
Amudia or here.
Welfare database.
Oh, now never we see. Mount Fium or Triam vice president. One Kai welfare. Economy no to pansam no. Economy no to the sense you're near Bobosia. Bosia cry, yeah, Koba almost on my be. All the inflation could do saying somewhere 53 and some are ever 24. This is Baumia track record. What be the vice president for 8 good years? Akufo-Addo seeded you with authority to manage the affairs of this country. What happened? It was very embarrassing. So I think it's much ado about nothing. My culture said Baumia this was a profile na. You be profiling we know. One vote through 38, about 27. And they should not even waste their time, because he has demonstrated nothing but sheer incompetence. While demonstrated clearly, say, they are not a ton keke. But you can't say, Nipa edi to me a man on your Juma. The track record na economy no jano hono. It got to a time of for 4 good years, Dr. Baumia could not speak about the economy. He was advancing IT. It got to a point Ghana card. Mobile money interoperability, a single platform, a vice president. These are common things even ministers supposed to speak here. But that was his crime card and all the economy was in crisis. He could not even speak about the economy. So what is his essence? Welfare there.
Na
vice president no he. What was his role? Because vice president and the finance minister now in the realm of affair, who is supposed to be powerful. So it means that if Kenneth Orata was powerful, you were just a CC running around. No, Bia, you are not a man of yourself. No, can you be ask Ghanaians here for 2 million around your mind? No, or China, you didn't get through some a pack to stand behind the bench. Easy, and so I make us some more common, you know. And they think that they are speaking to Ghana minds.
Yeah. But
I'm telling them, say Ghana for can seminar, a kota dream, money pa analyze it. Who's a seminar can yansa woman to back as we know. None pana profile, it as a winning yansa and as a winning yansa, and be a owning yansa or Kasai taking it serious. That's exactly the point.
All right, Brasso La Guava.
Yeah, I'll be at it. Yeah, ah, yes,
so far, you don't need to be carbon and die any NPP. As a week with the punch lights in the Moya Saddle. And as a winning that granting interview, no be a cat.
Oh, when you're hungry, dear, but I'm in chair for chair, Ivan, and chair. With my food, I'm in Fisher, Pammo, and then I'll say last year.
Yamea Doma, very resume 15th.
The Yamias said, over my Shako Jahome. Now, no, sorry, and ye,
and Yabete,
Pro Minimusa. Yachiamo, I shall fly, and what did you buy? I've seen it. Won't come one key and
no correct.
I know, baby, I was some way call me Babu Fee. Now, a bit dear attempt, they was aware of us. There was it. Yeah, with the Chichore. Pandai. Enra, you say a lawyer. Enra Chion. You say a lawyer for a general MPP candidate in Nam and the MPP for Nankasa Ebusi. Now, the dad didn't want to as Uncle Fu, you know, not the one people no more one because I say all of a sudden, Bibia Sasa. Enra Echino one more track case in the sono. Nay, Justice Court, poor man. Yoni Kulendi, Amadou Tanku, and Asiedu. They were empaneled by Justice Paul Bafu Boni. Abeka Zabra Power or Justice Paul Bafu Boni. A young baby before you and I'm one lawyer for a year who's here and Rechi, ever catch a Sepapano. One more enter the vetting movie. Adaya Oba Omebua Oba be the bidding of the government. And into vetina, any parliamentarians are yet to about more say Omunko Giant name. Now Omonto to Papano, Kamumra Mompeswaso, Namumbetia questions a Oma Papano. Or more the Omope can't come before number between 2028. Eka say Omunko Tinum. Anna majority no vetin no koi. Now ni de no ani nansa ana pandaya sem ya just as a friend the plan brew as a Bruce e ka se yen ko reverend anenya afenyo ne minority for a friend central for ka kire yi nyina se judiciary no e kangaroo enye papa omo ye chese krono fitai ni ade wo mu corruption na the judge ne ye na all satisfying the paymaster so the justice is now Supreme Court here and rich, you know, no more satisfied with paymaster sana. So on some kwada general doors or body politics, you know. Or more yan you may be a 100 year na one moody judiciary at and rich year no more as original. Yadam was it. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? But I mean, sir, and the woman who said, say just a judiciary no afio my say omo be ya adwuma na obi betumi criticize judiciary na enya bi before ya mu bi ne betumi aba beka because mu MPP die mu bi ehu say yetumi kokko 12 o'clock na 3 ekuta judgment na ya implement ti mu de mu ni sa tumi so ti ase asamu a yesi ya ntwentwen so no enya nwanwa esan se wo de obi ko court on notice ye che ya se o serve no saman krata no
yeah
onya ya asem no entumi nkoso A job call and also moon servo NDC. No. On the Supreme Court, they can. You may say, any amount of chancel. Move hold on. Because Yan servo, Naso, 30th for no so bad. Electoral Commission, the walk in election. Gino said, dear, if you're Yansa better, one say, Electoral Commission, so. The assembly constitutive, enroll or much require young for 70 pounds. And when you, Anna, in your no more about the bones by ye, said the Bay China, or Muba, no more sad the year. Now, now, check on a better casting in Nam Naya way. Say, court to be more or no miniature class of a contest. It's also the Sika Koyer offer. Oh. Na so ye be hye wabrabo me me hu abi se fi so e kompa today
say global info analysis research ne commanent no
why global o no go ti amo ye frefre go for cheda o go twe Christmas de be kombo ya na Ghana bo ti asrasi o why global that go booster that go 2 days of baba be ka to say and this will take it oh and where you one you say you go to advice global one global yeah to about and out global what the comfort of your room on grand just global I don't think court no buy more because and this will win that not because of omumreni emre bia ni munsem. This is the time for the NDC we be sick not by election but man share south NDC can take it I'm telling you. It's as a wave, you know, wind of change, you know, and that it could have momentum, no, or more side. And not as you will give behind your day. Anyway, you never try set 13th for November. Now, court now, see, I who say, I find your friend in our John Dino. Almost almost a bit that. That's why I'm going to one Macassa or me a kangaroo. This time, Mocassa. The forces of conscience will change them. That is some person would be Diagro. Said we are my bomb abaso. Dear baby, I'm a mom abaso. Making now, young queen. And people also, my dear.
So there's a contest in my ship.
I just suffer and Baumia camp. I mean, Casemime, then support to Canada, Japan politics.
Yeah.
In fact, Opobia, Owusu, D, Alan Abropa is number 1. That's certainly a catching go food. We know Montiasi. But I think, say, what time or more who say, some of us in the street say, to about Quania Chelsea, we had a baby. Or more who say, I'm pardoning a canoe and a credit. But you see, Baumia Campo, send your Mafasa election will be a D. Kennedy at home. I don't think that his life will ever be the same. Yenya one way free sa camp na yesa branch you friend cooker. Yeah. Wa be ka che Kennedy wa bodam ye bie ni triso. Na me hwa branch ni tipa esi ni triso wa.
No ka se ya bie obi
so. Asa kura no a. Me tumi hwa sa na say that how did the MPP reduce is I hear so your constituency chairman.
Constituency better no.
Chairman me tia say chairman.
Sure.
Oh, be try na ga functional literature. I want to qualify more than that. Now if you say my tell say the current situation of the MPP they say the national chairman of the party on one the contest say Anthony Swaba Stephen Ayesu team. What able to have watched your letters here to manage the party in here. Chibinoka say what you feel. On person bet anything MPP. That is just reality of the MPP now. What that position at all. Your vice booty. Booty, ya 2 election 2024 year. Obia no tie booty. Bia maybe they call radio so hot FM say. One day when jam kra na wo hu de executive so bia to one mo. Aja ka we. Ti 17 train ho ano sa bem. Wo yi booty free o ha na o. Buga. Next person about chair party no. Asa na obenya ayi. Ana unti Kennedy atem say ni ebie ni tiri so obia so ni mu a no wa yere di ope the 10 states of Kennedy Japan no ko hwe mu a those days no MB before budget so abra no yes anya ma but no say onye presidential dey material and unti no omu use why dey against no but me feel say whoever was in Baumia's camp or my Joasafo say Uncle Kansem no waha campaign because me Kennedy I'll play the emotional card. First of all, nsema adwasa for kan yen no the campaign ama Kennedy. A pure campaign. Na me ne Kennedy go for na me boss a baby ameko bia mebo. Esa say it's about me ba me say Ivan Kyei say me. No. Politicians and just say, yeah, what the difference between public good and public interest and private interest. When you be a politician, what do you need as a idea be more money you don't want to know? And yet you perkubi. Na atwinya obabesia wetu. Say Kennedy Babinya a year on your family and friends. And that's why partners are akwawi or no family and friends or a principal. And until on no adwasafono enya position. That tells me say Akufo-Addo na down for pa ni adwasafo to man position. Yes, it's true. Because abra no ye gender minister. Na wo di sansem. Ye tumi enya president o gina na so. Ma me ja position no okotena baabi. Na Akufo-Addo ni ba o mi ato no bebo mutin kwa. Na am say what is going on? To the extent say we abandon the people of Dobi. What to yan truck kata ba kokran kan chom say me nuanom me na me so moye somfo na ebia me ho dodo me ne yi me wa America wan tumi aka obe wan se o TikTok so na o sa kire wo yi ahi a kire se ono o live good life o America and yet tete ho sa Sabre the new patriotic party ankasa as a party e call parliament say I want to find my privilege competition and declare the seat vacant. Speaker Babin in the same situation man say you found preliminary Parliament of the whole and yanko toaba a honor MB before the train woman and a moon now trabo adwasa omu nyina twabo na okunuko kan bia and I say o ma papa kan bia and the wu yusu atia o ma papa mi wa wo nkofo ba o mi aside a chairman sa ka bitia no kama di ka bitia no another breaker bitiano omunya ba omia sai ade na wonyu so anu ankasa no jimi support ba omia it means say enye no kura mu ntina wo so de na mo hu say ba omia is so weak mo betunya manipulate no na oba wasesa positions na den ama mo nyesa nkwara sembo ye enya dia campaign ko fu mi no bi wo ba omia sai da me say omu campaign say Kennedy omu nye serious ntia ka omu message nkwa na mebo ba ko no Ponkroma or no share yenim or launch book no be catch as a politics there obi wa o interest and this year na wo ye campaign no delegates no go gina omani mo so mo tia se asem a obeka chem bi oni mu interest o ka da short yes and no kwa gina so a obi eni ho a obeto abama but eye biribi penny ni fi officer penny wo fi pa yai obeye de omoye and abronye fa obehoro na Kennedy for science so to Brian so alongside Brian no so to Brian Crowley was say tomatoes obi ye do tomatoes a etinsuo ye do ko dwa so a this year to just basa reference to Baumia pani bi ani nanu a eyi
so atachi ade so on person obi ade
marafaka Kasa aye free for na the rate omo pese party ni sentem no na emo me no makasa 31st but time say dey ko wan he enu esa say obia ye hotel na omo to servus and ye boa no ti omo wie ni nyira ne aboa ne start playback and now playback mo no musu say na ade na okeka we ba mo na mo ye de bo ka ti penini and no Anna the doctor na me tia say at the national executive committee level omuka so be top down approach no owura akofo de na no kotum dia bronye mo de ye no and no di groma na owura akofo be ka kire say one dey at the party omu ko on go bi and so the way my election time me do both were free through abada be ka kire say ba omi a man of destiny and no na ya na ha me mu no short ya say and no ti kapani bi wo mu a omubuna anaso mubu mana edu samre we tu manu we remember say nche bia na party na nkasa issue directive say wa ube kase be tia don ko the whole to let o ma nesa committee no pedi be no all free for all Kennedy no so ahye say so oboto aba no wi no obejo mbelefu we make me akasa enu ti no eye sanete a party bia ebegu bia no friend of sana CPP begu eye we tuma we na we to ama we na we ato we nti o menu na da ne brass band we nso no beduru ho na eduru ho wi a anom hu se sai na ewi asede mate se ba omi aso be ma de
welfare database
you see sa grow we ye dia cha o ka fa display
ai one constituency one bus
na ono kwa de oye ya na nwanwa ye dangerous na me fi se o se ye tumi kwasi no se wo tumi share da be kire ye buses no se da ye pie ye
was what they have free port ye
ha Freddy watch me wampa what to be this you we be Ghana na wa ma delegates akoto aba ye wie ya na buses na your system ye who bus ni bi o enti o ma sa ko repackage o mu be yie wa wo to ebeye de na ora ba mu ba wo mia aba say ye ne sika na o ma ni nyina sika de abra wo as a party kwa ba waka obenya nkofo so a ebeje di so ye wi a na fe emma o so papa wo ni paboni ma bo adwini ni nya adwuma adwini na da otirim no obi ba no be ka asem kire wo a bo akire bo na kwa akire na dwini ho mienu za asem a walking ebeje de na ye that is the only way politicians be for serious na mo de e ka ya no mafa ya ka ya mafa o so papa so ba obe me loans obe yo say on to me nyehu abra obenya akonya se e wo se oye vice president no oje almost 4 billion e dey no so de ko so ko enapco me ma track or right information say omum produce the list of that 100,000 names na because boa no ma fa di baka krebi na dia ka no chiska ni bi jo ma chisika na bi wan to me hu say sika puduo na ba ni nsem no ye de bebie nwuma ama nkofo ma MPP fo na nkasa kura nya bia ye wo so de wa wie university wa wie polytechnical obi akotua hostel fee be 5,000 semester wa brand ni ma ni papa bra hwe ni school awie wo se obe ma na adwuma na bosom ni watua na 700 cedis na ba omi an krama wo fie kura no na dua na emro 700 cedis a month ya nwini nipa ho sankofo nyina so te during their time omuko university no na ye omu de free omu di free onkwa de etumi mo chicken na omu se chicken na doso na omu demu room omu demu party tutu omu breso edan ni bi ni ho emabunu ne bre edan yo nkwa kodem no jesu omu ko tua abode ntia ntia ma mayo ne bi ebo ba sibra or various campuses enye nkofo yi wa betina outside ba bedada omu se wudi lo bebro obe mo musika e ma na kwa kofa no Eva no kofano. Wo mwamu hu. Oni mwa bia mamu. But ni nyina na se kosie nkosi koda nkoda. 5 year kwa kontesi. Ba transform no. Ana na Ivan Kyei. Yenga ono so aye se wo kan sem kakra yeah. Eto da bi eto aso ene abedako. Nanso no ono sei ni nsemu nya de obi ekoto abama no se general secretary wa trauma na na akufo do ni 2x4 fu apom difference general secretary play pam go na flag bearer be ko le sam na you don't have to waste your time o to basie bro fuck a sie na ekwa na de say what was a general secretary and you are the chief executive of the party no what me trauma na na akufo do gbe afiri so wo nipa na to abama wo wantumi mobilize ya problem na they also flag bearer of the party anyway on be ho ne satente horo edutum di baby minim de o hye ne nkom o hyem me de abi yan so be hu no mo sa ko campaign no ko afi obo adi o so ko so agofo be didi
transportation
o so pe so oye Brian so di baby nano kwade ka hotel ye ni ambra ka kofa so be say Kennedy so perfect we ni afa your excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia oye president Bawumia mo so we serious so anu did one ye so far campaign no bia nyu omo ya e de nkranhye e de eba na omo wure fi say as we speak you know party na nkasa wo only 87 members of parliament so that is the strength of the party. Now the world should be confidence in 2028 or maybe we need less between someone kama boko na chese sa boko no ye wo boko ba ku mienu sika hye ayi asibeni awari se no mo nenam krom wada so chele so tiase na se esibe ne oware ngwa akra budie ni a if more or less divide busa ho se ne wo kenofuratam wo mo ho papa na o man pani na nkasa ekufuado
yeah
ure fidi alista Matthias kan aruti ya sa na beye na sa na bisie enya de a bibipa bi be free Nazareth aba attendidie no will continue see am se Ken Moside so prepare say omo be deal with in fact o start kra ye mete say alestate ya me nua alestate aka fa adwasa fo kra de asefem oh Alex chase se si ade enyenyenye bebi oboduru de hu ehu na ni nyina sa na tie eduabo omo be za wo mu hu omo no esan se omo ye se omo mfa no kre enye de enye adwuma eno tire obi akeka bo nti obi a prepare obi a ye na fam de se na be ye begu ntem na ye be hye omo krane se omo nyema ne nyentem na enye fe na omo wi a ye ne ye be select wa se de adwo United Party ye obi a ne be gine wo ontime mfa wa o se hunu no e ba be share party wo sa e ba be
All right, NPA story. So, let me say, accountability. Yeah, we always with the Sakobo and Mustafa Hamid. 50 counts charges are what they are bono. Na be extortion, a be so ye sika father and sassy or nipa and so ne kind of on the abo mo charge. And round you would say Mustafa Hamid to say charges are always with their body in a court to no montu.
I say OSPBM my tap so some catch it tap case in so I say no but I think accountability that be a make say on my way be year that is the only thing that can save us because we cannot create a free right society where people rise to political prominence and that becomes their ticket to wealth. Nobody checks obia kwanya fa so wonya sika obia check obia e basa incentivize a lot of people so me so menyina e say uko school na wona obi kasa menyina pesa me ya politics I see politics is an occupation because wa hu say obi kom no wako wi akwa yeye nobody checked anybody and I think that in the society e pese ekonanim no you cannot give that open check destin create such an open check politics arena for people to operate. It is that and as ye jina so na ye make sure say aye dan ya adwumadi de be she dipansa but say de she dipansa na say onam kwan so whether willfully or foolishly cause financial loss to the state that person must answer and it is in that spirit. And Ghana for nyina come together in the 2024 election car say abina na ekoso no ed bokro no wia sika. There were just mere allegations even though there were traces of evidence and but then some investigations have been conducted and we've come to the realization say the na yedi ani hunu kra de sana ya nkra de but two people can sit at national service near the ensabo man sikam who over 2 billion. 2 billion no it be a whole town abrabo na wafa na they ato no ho obia enyo obia hwe MP some of the corruption cases alcohol because I one arena sika fa because it's a petroleum hub no na say for them and these people felt to say they were part of a government or nobody hold anybody accountable na esoro kra we are now what MP the we are there what I say so my catch say under Akufo there were enough motivation for people to plan that without recourse to law order no bia nsuro bia and then the matimi sa niema we sisi ye no enti where we are now no the new dawn no must give people reason to have hope once again in politicians because we got to the bottom low where obo be politician dey na Ghana for ya na eye because either you be who say we are cromfo and answer we saying that was the straight understanding Ghana for about obi or a politician but I think that this is the time for us reverse that narrative that trend na who say there are people who go into politics with a dignified purpose to serve the people not to steal. That is the only way to me I'm motivating young people coming. No almost a different understanding about politics. And to do so, no, we need to establish the conventional red lines in the Sunday and country amount for say the 2 million amount. But there would be a boroswa or mine new bedi elsewhere might be a way ye biano our punitive sanctions are eguho Owusu in China obey den kasa wakofo mansika awia one kasakwa we yam sese wusuro. That is the kind of fear we must create here. The Attorney General today will give another brief. We want to hear how far some of these things have gone. Now you're making sure that these criminal cases in the SEC will not just be in the news, will not just be me court my back. What is the real update? Ghana for want to see the back of people in jail, and that is the only message we can use to convince people. Say, and the political narrative necessary. There will be consequences for you because Mustafa Hamidi, Obakaya, on a year press conference, Besu with TV, so as if say Ghana, and then go and see in the life for changing because he became MPA boss. All corner now be a headmaster. Our secondary school what Tama. So teacher, has been teaching for 20 good years in there. Make us say, Ebia Toyota Corolla Crown to win Toby. But because somebody within a short stay by a way, or the other family, not because of the salary, but of our Quenya Riabo Chronos contract by people around him just to ensure say and the MP in the people so we be see you are not confident we are not a critical company now on one kasa TV critical company hanani one kasa or critical company na yere na so for no pretty show how weak the mind is when it comes to some of these things. So yeah, I think there accountability there and no can who be na Ghana for their kunwa share John Mahamansa makasa in the last 4 years Ghana for empehwe but they want to see say where we are sika Yaji Esika Odam, where we are Esika, Yaji Odam. That is the only message Ghanaian will take. And we cannot move away from that. So, accountability there, we cannot run away from. So, the Attorney General on Shan Sapomunsu. Now, because a man in front of me, special prosecutor, and also, President said the office should still exist. That's fine. By making sure, say, the occupant, whether he will be removed or not, the office become very efficient. Now, on fan and sanko tape cases, so cases in about no because no akofa, no a case in useless. Cecilia Dapa case, the state of that particular way, not that case was a great case. Very good case. You bet me prosecute because baby free and we needed to know. I'm a cat say and say adwene mu hantino otimi sanya kokoduro ko police station ko report to say no dollars go dem cromfo abewia we nyansania wo nyasa because wo ntwa dollar sika na gu dem no ya fansa wo nya open sesame na o ka say wo chante amasika ba Ghana for sika you are not able to tell people where that money came from. Paul Adomochre and his people came with some stupid justifications. Not American Treasury. What I say, not such a good case. You have case like for this case. You're back and forth, the same special prosecutor. Can you for that DAV? And this case is Ghana for vested interest. We cannot let them slide. Now you can say, and then we hear the narrative now. They are seeking to change the all the focus from this. Now we are one bomb man, one bomb man. Dream say, oh, I know I need to be catch you. Be say, your friend say, Ghana force you rise against the court. When Cornwall one bomb at that hole, a mine within the woman or minor car who hear my move for a brimanium or move. At the expense of these impoverished people, and today you have the moral justification to come and be making noise. And I think the moral audacity on their part in Ankasa is very shocking, and it tells you the kind of people they are. So for me, I think the state must move in and prosecute these sensitive cases because we cannot move without it. Over the years from 2017, basically, Sika PDS and President Kufuor can be. Also, or not as a former president or in China, or TBSF and PDS. Quabanit Mitam of Mine Sika Bra, man for one who hears some of the Kosi Cathedral. And Une Abrante years for so as a walk. Also, walk up and I Yakoba in Jehono. So, Okona Owe, Neka Ponesi Suna.